Executive Scientific Report, Covalent Inhibitors. Covalent inhibitors have been a cornerstone in pharmacotherapy for many years. The first covalent inhibitor was aspirin, which irreversibly inhibits cyclooxygenase. Penicillin, one of the most important antibiotics, also acts as a covalent inhibitor. Over time, researchers have learned how to create targeted covalent inhibitors. TCs are now one of the most successful approaches to drug discovery and development in oncology and infectious diseases. To date, over 55 covalent drugs have received FDA approval. More than 15 of these approvals have been granted in the last decade alone. This demonstrates a growing confidence in the clinical utility and safety of this approach. This report presents the top for FDA-approved covalent inhibitors by sales. It also discusses for new drugs in development. We will refer to these as INDs. The term IND refers to an investigational new drug application. This is a submission that a company makes to the FDA when it plans to start a clinical trial of a new drug in humans. In addition, we will analyze the market potential of these for drugs in development using a net present value model. The top for FDA-approved covalent inhibitors by sales are shown here. Ibrutinib, also known as Imbruvica, is a Bruton's tyrosine kinase inhibitor. BTK is an enzyme that plays a key role in the development and maturation of B cells. Ibrutinib was first approved in 2013 for the treatment of chronic lymphocytic leukemia. Since then, its use has expanded to include mantle cell lymphoma and Waldenstrom's macroglobulinemia. Ibrutinib is marketed by AbbVie, and its 2024 sales are approximately $848 million. Osimertinib is a third-generation irreversible inhibitor of the epidermal growth factor receptor. It targets the EGFR-T790M mutation and is indicated for the treatment of non-small cell lung cancer or NSCLC. Osimertinib, marketed by AstraZeneca under the brand name 𝗙𝗪𝗪𝗧, had sales of approximately $6.58 billion in 2024. Nirmatrelvir is a SARS-CoV-2 protease inhibitor. It is marketed by Pfizer under the brand name Paxlovid and was launched in 2022. Nirmatrelvir is indicated for the treatment of mild to moderate COVID-19 in adults and pediatric patients who are at risk for progression to severe illness. In 2024, its sales were $727 million. Afatinib is an irreversible inhibitor of the epidermal growth factor receptor. It was originally approved in 2013 for the treatment of NSCLC. Afatinib is marketed by Boehringer Ingelheim under the brand name Gilead and had sales of approximately $980 million in 2024. Several covalent inhibitors are currently under investigation. 𝗓𝗡𝗧𝗏 is a covalent inhibitor of proprotein convertase subtilisin kexin type 9. PCSK9 is an enzyme that reduces the number of LDL receptors on the surface of liver cells. This leads to higher levels of LDL cholesterol. 𝗓𝗡𝗧𝗏, also known as volanesorsen, is being developed by Merck. It is currently in phase 3 of clinical trials with a projected approval in 2026. The estimated peak annual sales for this drug are $2 to $5 billion. 𝗖𝗢𝗎𝗓𝗏𝗡 is another PCSK9 inhibitor. It is being developed by AstraZeneca and is currently in phase 2 of clinical trials. 𝗖𝗎𝗓𝗏𝗡 is projected to be approved in 2027. Its estimated peak annual sales are $1.5 to $3 billion. We analyzed the historical sales data for the top for covalent inhibitors from 2022 to 2024. This is shown in the chart here. In addition, we projected their sales from 2025 to 2027. The projected sales for 2025 to 2027 were obtained by applying a compound annual growth rate or CAGR to the 2024 sales figures. The CAGRs were determined by fitting an exponential curve to the historical sales data. We also conducted a sensitivity analysis to evaluate the impact of various factors on the projected net present value or NPV of the 3 drugs in development. For each drug, we performed a tornado graph that shows the change in NPV as a result of a change in the following inputs: market share, approval year, and peak sales. To estimate the economic value of the INDs, we used a discounted cash flow or DCF model. We projected peak sales for each drug and then discounted them back to the present using a discount rate of 3. The net present value, or NPV, represents the estimated economic value of the IND assets, assuming successful development and approval within the next 3 years. In conclusion, covalent inhibitors remain a vital tool in modern therapeutics. Several FDA-approved covalent inhibitors have achieved blockbuster status. The pipeline of investigational covalent inhibitors is robust, with promising candidates for various therapeutic areas. These candidates could address unmet medical needs and generate substantial economic value if they reach the market. However, the development of covalent inhibitors requires strategic investment and efficient development pathways. By leveraging the lessons learned from previous successes and failures, researchers can maximize the potential of covalent inhibitors for the benefit of patients and society. Thank you for watching. This has been an executive summary of our full report. The full report includes detailed financial projections and a comprehensive sensitivity analysis. If you would like to purchase a copy, please contact us directly.